It's been a hot minute since our last video on Jadyn, so let's have a quick recap of what went down. She joined a Discord server full of trolls, people started to harass her, she would call someone the N-word, threatened to shoot someone and his entire family, left the server, and then rejoined that very server for whatever reason. She sent a George Floyd joke to someone saying she'll be kneeling on his dead channel, a channel that now has over 500k subscribers as of this video, and doubled down on it when he told her he was black afterwards. Lastly, she got into beef with Stone Toss after they found her recent history of anti-Semitism and racism, and had a livestream where she deflected the entire time as people laughed at her. Her controversies would die down again as people moved on, but of course since you're watching this video, it's gotten worse. Shout out to the Patreon members for keeping it real, and if you'd like to support the channel, make sure to check out the link below. With that being said, let's get right back into the mix and see what's been happening with our favorite lolcow. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Throne, the most fun and secure way to support your favorite content creators in their future endeavors. Throne is a top-rated website on Trustpilot that lets you support your favorite content creators in a much more personal way than ever before. You can gift an item from a content creator's wishlist in similar fashion to buying your friend their very own gift, all straight to their house, making it so much more fun than just tipping money to them. One of the best features is the ability to crowdfund items too, so if you're feeling generous, you can spot a little bit of money to help in the long term for whatever the goal may be. For example, my own wishlist has banana bread mix because banana bread is fire and you can buy it outright, or you can crowdfund to get me a new Xbox controller because mine is currently on life support and probably broken by the time this video comes out. If you decide to gift an item, you can add a gift to personalize things further and even show your appreciation towards the creator by sending a thank you message as well. To put it simply, Throne is the next big thing when it comes to supporting your favorite content creators, so make sure to sign up using my unique sign up link in the description below. I hope you enjoy the website, and thank you to Throne for sponsoring today's video. Soon after my last video went live, Jadyn went at me in that very server she rejoined after they harassed her and tried to get a response out of me, calling me a snake and such, basically just mad I made a follow-up video on her. After this, there wouldn't be much else. She'd make her YouTube videos and people would move on now that the cycle had come full circle once again and the entertainment was over. Things would start to ramp up in mid-December, however, as Jadyn would join yet another Discord server full of trolls and take the bait after they harassed her, thus starting the cycle once more.
Jadyn does not pass. Jadyn.
Hey, why were you saying
a fucking piece of shit, you fucking dirty? Go back to your country, you fucking shit.
Now in our last video, we slightly touched upon how Jadyn had been defending Nattie Forsyth, a Roblox YouTuber known for a multitude of disturbing things that you can see for yourself, but the way things advanced is a story in of itself. Jadyn and Nattie would get into a disagreement on Twitter, and in doing so, Nattie would leak these DMs where Jadyn would go mask off and tell Nat to stop texting 12-year-olds and such, with Nat canceling a trip to meet up in America together in the process. They've since made up shortly after and Nat deleted the leaks, but after seeing all this, YouTuber Acheeto would make a video on December 27, 2022, calling out Jadyn for being friends with such an awful person and knowing about her past.
The point is that these two stayed in connection long after Nattie Forsyth got exposed, and Jadyn only cares about the fact that Nattie Forsyth was actually sexting 12-year-olds because Nattie Forsyth, I don't know, like backstabbed Jadyn socially or something.
Jadyn will make a response video in which they say Nat is not a pedo to them, which for those who've seen my video going over her awful history and Nat's video calling for the destigmatization of pedophilia, that's up for debate till the end of time.
But Nattie Forsyth is not, in fact, a pedo. These are false allegations that Nat has debunked on multiple occasions.
Acheeto would make another video basically going over the Nattie clips we saw on my own of her admitting to asking for pictures semi-ironically from the underage girl.
I even asked in voice notes like, come on, it will only take 1 second. Like, I was asking semi-ironically.
I'm sorry, but like, what the f does semi-ironically mean?
Now during this Jadyn and Acheeto beef, she would get into another one with YouTuber Grimsy, and he would drop another example of Jadyn still hiding her hatred towards religion once more.
Also, Jadyn casually told a bold-faced lie to their audience, and that is that they do in fact hate Christian people. What's brain dead is Acheeto to go on a video and misgender me because he, in quotations, doesn't respect me. I replied with, "You said you want to put his people in a gas chamber, grow the up, disrespect is reciprocal." Jadyn then says, "What's dumb is Acheeto to falsely accuse my friend of being a pedophile." I said, "Then prove him wrong," which they never will, because believe it or not, their friend is a pedophile. And then Jadyn said, "Honestly, Acheeto is the prime example of why I hate Christians." I think they knew that that one was going to be screenshotted, so they changed it later to "why I hate most Christians," but we all know what you meant.
It gets worse though, as he make a follow-up video that shows Jadyn saying some extremely suspect stuff on Twitter that hadn't been seen before.
Somebody sent me screenshots of Jadyn saying in the Jadyn news team, "CP," which is child porn by the way, could be protected under free speech. As well as free speech is not a thing on the internet and never has been. Otherwise, CP wouldn't be banned. What's so bad about restricting hate on the internet? If you can restrict gore and other illegal content, if it actively causes harm, don't platforms have a responsibility to ban it.
Acheeto would also make another video basically just talking more shit after Jalyn told her Discord server that he wasn't worth her time and pretty much just clowning on her, basically nothing we haven't seen yet. Jalyn would end up showing everyone that Acheeto certainly was worth her time, as she would make a response video to his last two, trying to dumb down the Nattie story as a he said she said situation.
And it's because of this situation essentially being a he said, she said type scenario that's kind of complicated. It's a situation where you can't really say definitively like, yes, Nat's telling the truth, or no, Nat is lying. Nat knew their age, is why they continue to have a platform.
As we've seen in my Nattie video, they admitted to thinking the girl was 14 when they were speaking to her before being told she was allegedly 12, so for Jalyn to say this is her either being willfully dishonest or just stupid. Grimsy would sum up people's reactions in another video.
Dude, no! No! Why? Why would you make this video?
Jalyn will also upload yet another video about Cheeto that same day, this time on her secondary channel Jalyn Live, in which she would say she actually doesn't know the full story behind what Nat has done, meaning that Jalyn has either been defending them without even knowing what she's talking about, or just feigning responsibility.
Because I don't know the full story. Honestly, I don't know the truth. I wasn't there.
A few days later after things died down, Jalyn would drop yet another video about the situation, saying that Roblox YouTuber RubenSim defended Nat in a live stream when she plays a clip of him literally explaining the story incorrectly because he probably doesn't give that much of a fuck, again showing Jalyn either being outright dishonest to her audience or just stupid.
Nattie?
Yeah.
He had controversy because I think he had like a Snapchat group and it's just like with his buddy. And someone added a 13-year-old and didn't tell anyone, and he was like making sexual jokes and stuff with her. And yeah, but once he figured out her age, they kicked her out. And
Well, that's good.
She would then say she would stay out of controversy from then on and just get back to making videos. Grimsy and Acheeto would respond once again, but it's literally what we just talked about along with recaps of stuff you already seen, so let's move on. Throughout this whole mess, there's a pattern of Jalyn saying incorrect things or painting the story in a different light than the actual truth. Normally, I would think it's just her misinforming her audience because she has a track record of being very bad at explaining things, but I feel there's a bit more going on here. I'll save that for later though, because it'll wrap things up in a much easier way for y'all to understand. Now, despite Jalyn saying she was going to stay out of controversy from that point onwards, this video isn't close to over yet, and you'll soon find out why. On January 26, 2023, YouTubers Keemstar and PatGod would kick off the first episode of their brand new podcast by interviewing Jadyn and Acheeto, and while most of it is stuff we've already talked about, there is one thing she said that I found pretty interesting. Jalyn says that Nat had made attempts on her life before and she's gone out of her way to talk her out of it when she feels bad, and so Keemstar reacts as such.
They've attempted to like take their own life like numerous times. And it's like a difficult...
Okay. Whoa. Okay, things
scenario.
have changed. Things have changed, right? If this individual involved in all this horrible stuff, right, is suicidal, and when people talk to him, his friends like Jalyn, he's telling them I'm suicidal, whatever. Jalyn trying to stop that from happening and trying to give some level of support. All right, makes sense.
You know, just a friend watching another friend's back, even if the friend is a creep, it makes sense to not want them to commit. However, Jalyn then barely explains the DMs that Nattie leaked and doesn't explain what she exactly said, but Keemstar and PatGod find out a couple minutes later, which completely 180s the entire conversation at hand.
And so I messaged Nat being like, yo, why are you defending this person? Like, this person is a creep. And so I kind of out of anger because they said something out of spite to me, they were like, oh, go cry on Twitter about people calling you a man or something. And I was like, well, just because you sex 12-year-olds doesn't mean that it's normal for this guy to message 15-year-olds. So what happened was I said some like, I told them to overdose on pills, which is what they had done in the past. And so
God damn!
Suicidal
God damn! Wait! You said that to Nattie Forsyth?
Yeah.
The same person? Wait. The same person that you were claiming to be consoling in their DMs because they were suicidal? You told a suicidal person to swallow pills.
Oh,
yeah.
God!
What the f?
And so now
you have to absolutely...
That's like kind of a rare Jalyn W.
Jalyn, you absolutely have to go with Acheeto to church and ask for forgiveness. That's
You can come with me.
But I just find
got
it.
you.
I find it just no. I find it crazy that like 20 minutes ago, Keem was talking about Jalen like consoling them for being suicidal, and like Jalen's like, yeah, I'm trying to help them, but now Jalen's telling them to swallow a bottle of pills and kill themselves. That's just weird.
Oh my god!
If anything, this just shows how fake Jadyn is. One moment she's consoling someone for feeling like they want to commit, then the very next she's telling that same person to overdose over a small little disagreement. This shows just how mentally unstable Jadyn is, and the next instance takes things a step further if you can believe it or not. The very next day on January 27th, Jadyn for some reason joined a Discord server full of trolls that don't like her at all, similar to that clip we saw at the very beginning of this video, like those people that misgender her constantly to try to get a rise out of her because they're complete assholes and such. After they started to piss her off in the server, she would go mask off once more and say some choice things, and in a call she would completely lose it.
No one else should care.
I find it just really funny that they say on Twitter, yeah, all transphobic people are pedophiles, and just being openly transphobic towards Ringo.
That's not being transphobic. I can make 41% jokes. Also, Ringo's also literally making the same jokes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Nick? Like, what the fuck? Are you retarded?
Ooh.
Like,
You're not black, Jalen. You're not allowed to say
To be
that.
fair,
You're not allowed to say that
like
word. Are you
either.
racist? I am black.
Jesus.
I am
You're
black,
all
actually.
hypocrites.
You don't know
calm down,
I am
buddy.
black,
Calm
Jalen.
down.
You don't know that?
You.
I'm literally
Like, actually. You.
Oh.
Do you want me to kill myself? Is that what your goal is? You people are literally
What?
driving me
How is that?
insane.
That-
Day by day.
What the hell is wrong with
Day.
you?
Jalen, listen.
Do you want me to do
pretend-
this?
Jalen,
Oh my
listen.
god, why would
listen.
you say that? Why are you going crazy? Why are you malting? Why are you having a breakdown? Like, that is literally your intention. That is what you're trying to do because
My
you
intention on
enjoy
Twitter
it.
was to racial
because you enjoy it because it's pleasurable to you.
Which is
Because
funny.
you're all fucking sociopaths and you all fucking feed off of it. It's fucking psychotic
All right.
and I can't fucking handle it.
All right.
Three years of this shit. Every
All right.
day.
Jalen, I'm gonna give you advice. Like,
you.
listen. The problem.
I can't deal with
Here's
this
the
shit.
problem with
It's
it.
just
It's how you're
it's
reacting to
I've
the
had
problem.
enough.
You've
I've had
enough. Should have
enough
listened the
of
first
all of
time we
it.
told you.
He's
to
had
react.
enough.
Now they left.
It gets worse though, as more people would join the call during this meltdown, and in doing so Jadyn would straight up dox herself, trying to read out her full address so someone could swat her.
No one cares. No one cares about the truth. You all just lie. You twist and manipulate.
Jalen-
The Matrix
Jalen,
guys.
Calm down,
Jalen, we
Joker.
need to talk,
It's
okay?
psychotic.
New York.
Jalen, we need to talk.
done.
I don't think.
Okay,
you really-
actually,
I don't know.
Actually,
if
hold
you-
on. I will dox myself. I want you to swat me. Hold on. Who wants my address?
She would soon delete her Twitter account after this whole mess, but the damage had already been done. As you guys can tell, Jadyn has a habit of joining places full of trolls and haters and people that just want to fuck with her because they're assholes. This has been a constant cycle she finds herself in, and in doing so, she goes completely mask off because that's what they want her to do so they can go on Twitter and post a clip for easy likes. She knows all this and yet keeps going deeper into these servers because she's either stupid or is that desperate for any kind of human interaction. I dug around to see how long this cycle had been going on, and I found the very first instance when the Jadyn cycle began, as this kind of behavior has been going on for over 4 years now. Back when she was known for making videos on the Minecraft server 2b2t, the Reddit page would constantly troll her for posting her videos in it, such as getting her book banned like we saw in my last video and now seeing these posts themselves. Someone would reach out to her saying she keeps poking the bear and getting herself involved in places that don't want her and obviously troll her in response. And she wouldn't heed their warning at all and instead just called them names and such, saying how nobody is forced to click on her videos. Someone else would call her an asshole for attacking the dude and being an ignorant person in general, and she would respond with the simple nah. This is quite literally where the Jadyn cycle started, and looking around some more leads to other familiar things. She's been at this behavior for over 4 years now and has shown no change whatsoever, as it in fact getting worse, as she milked Technoblade's cancer and death and still uses the same language only an edgy teenager would use as heard by her Discord calls. Now, I mentioned at the end of the last chapter I have a theory as to why Jalyn keeps defending Nattie, so let me lay it out for y'all. In late October 2022, someone would hack Jalyn's Twitter account and leak a lot of really personal shit. One of those includes a conversation between Grimsy and Jalyn, as they were on good speaking terms at the time. I messaged Grimsy himself to see if it was real and not the hacker posting bullshit, in which he would reply yes, asking how I even got them in the first place. Confirming that the hacker leaked real messages, it leads me to these next messages, as they would also leak DMs between Nattie and Jalyn, in which Nat says they like Jalyn too, which implies that Jalyn said the same to her beforehand. If there's any doubt this is Nat, their ex-GF is named Hannah, and the name Hannah is said further down the sentence. Nattie says, I'm thinking she's also into me, and this leads me to another theory, as the hacker would also leak messages between Nattie and Jalyn's current GF from Nattie's point of view, given the messages are dated in European style, in which they talk about their intimate body parts together, with the GF sending a clothed picture showing off her body to Nat. If you remember, Nattie and Jalyn were supposed to and potentially still meeting up together as seen by the recent leaked messages from Nat, and when you see that they like each other and are both seemingly interested in the GF, this makes me wonder if Jalyn has been defending Nat not out of ignorance, but because she has a thing for them. This would explain the constant defense that Jalyn has been running for Nat, even in the comments on my video on them. On her YouTube community tab, she would post and delete a message saying depending on how the public responds to the Nattie Forsyth situation on Keemstar and Pat God's podcast, only then would she make her decision to drop Nat or not, showing how far she's willing to keep Nat in her circle despite the awful things she's done. It's just a theory that I got, but the things rationally add up together, so this will be very interesting to dig into further once more stuff comes out in the future. Jalyn has recently posted an apology video on her second channel where none of her audience will actually see it, in which she rambles saying she knows she keeps getting herself into these situations where people troll her and say bad things and how she's gonna better herself. But this has happened so many times now it doesn't mean shit, because she keeps doing all these things over and over again, and it's her responsibility to stop all this. She has shown again and again and again and again that she can't control herself as far back as 4 years ago, and she needs to leave the internet and get some serious mental help. You wanna know what she did after making that video? She joined yet another Discord server full of trolls that don't like her because she can't control herself. It's ridiculous. As much as I dislike her for my own personal reasons, I truly mean this in good faith, but please leave the internet, Jalyn. This is getting to the point where it's not even entertaining anymore, it's just sad to see you constantly fuck yourself over and over again. Not everyone wants you off the internet because they hate you. Me, along with many others, actually care a little bit about your well-being, even though we have no reason to because of all the heinous shit you've done and involved yourself in. You say it's good for your mental health to make content when everyone knows it's not anymore. At one point that might have been true, but now it's only because you love making a bunch of money, but are struggling now that your channel is dying. In the meantime, I along with many others will be waiting to see what happens next, and if things get worse from this point onwards.